you're on the phone with me, or I come to your house, and you're telling your dad to shut the fuck up.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You see what I mean?
That's crazy.
Your mom falls on the floor. Instead of helping your mom, you pull out your snap and start filming her and laughing.
Crazy.
There's some kids that needs beating.
Honestly, I will just tell my kid it's time to go run around the block. I get on that bike.
But chick, do you guys understand when you put hands on someone, that's because that person really frustrated you. You realize that? It's because that person really pissed you off.
I'd rather become better with quote unquote scaring them with my words. So I'm the oldest sibling, right? My dad's getting old. All right, my dad's getting old. And when my younger brother, he commence à faire des bêtises, and I feel like I have to step in. It's not even the same thing as parenting, but I guess you could somewhat compare it, right? I talk to him in a way that like you almost put the fear of God in him, to the point where he goes back, he thinks he's like, my bad, I'm gonna go apologize to dad and I'm gonna go do what I have to do. I want to become better at that before I have to do any sort of physical correcting.
Okay, why is it a problem when a black girl dates a white man, but not when a black man dates a white woman? It's different when it comes to you guys. Most of men, basically, when they see like a black woman, right, with a white man, they're gonna be like, "Mais qu'est-ce qu'elle fait?" Literally, they're gonna be like, "We're not like that."
I really honestly don't care.
When you guys do it though, or we're supposed to accept it,
Most black men, when they see a black woman with a white guy, they don't say shit.
That's true. But we don't care. We don't care.
Please be honest. Okay.
I could be wrong, but I'm talking in general terms, right?
Okay.
Everyone has their own taste, obviously. But generally, when it comes to like dating, right, for both women and men, like for other ethnicities, unfortunately, sometimes we're less desirable than others, right?
What do you mean by that? Wait,
what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Of course we're very desirable. You don't think I know that?
BBLs. Sorry.
That's you like what
I'm
you
not
like.
saying for everyone. I'm saying generally, right?
Okay.
Let's remember that term. Generally, not everyone, and it's not even the majority. But for certain people, we're less desirable. Let's just keep it about. It's been like that for a very long time. Things are changing. Things are changing for the better, and it's been like that for decades and generations.
Right. Okay, I get it now.
Right? Historically, we've been less desirable. And I feel like with men, we don't have that much of a struggle compared to women. Sometimes.
Okay.
And it's been like that in the past. It's less so now, thankfully.
Okay.
But I feel like that could be a possible factor as to why when black women see a black guy with a white girl, they get mad. But we see the opposite. We're not really gonna get mad.
Like it's two different dynamics, though. Because you need to understand that I can't say all relationship, but if you look like with a white woman with a black man, most of the time that black man hates himself.
That's true, and that's fucked up.
You know, they bash black women. Yeah,
they do.
A lot of them.
A lot of you guys bash black women, and this is why
she's not capping.
With white women.
She's not capping.
You're not capping.
She's not capping.
That's true.
Keep going. She's not going. She's not. Let her talk.
Let her cook.
Let her talk.
Okay, so yeah, some black men really hate themselves. They're pick-me's, they're colorists, and that's why they go to a white woman, because sometimes when they go with a black woman, oh, she's too direct.
Can I say something? Bro, a lot of times, us black men, because you know, I'm not blaming black women, okay? Mm-hmm. You know how we generalize black women, how they're so rough with black men, right?
You see what I mean?
We're trying to run away from that, bro.
C'est ça.
And the white women, they be available emotionally.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I believe it's two different dynamics.
The black girl, he'll call you a bitch.
Let him cook.
You know?
Yeah. You're afraid of confrontation then.
Yeah. Let him cook. They're more they understand. Well, they're less confrontational with you.
That's why you want a submissive woman. You want something easy. That's why I see. I'm talking about like the relationship with like a black man and a white woman. Mm-hmm. Most guys want to find something easy, and most time
what women. What do you mean by easy?
Okay,
because let her explain.
They're submissive.
What do you mean by easy? Go ahead. What do you mean by easy?
Quelqu'un qui t'écoute, parce que tu sais, t'aimes pas la confrontation, right?
But why would I want to be with a woman when I express myself?
Je parle pas de toi.
No, but I'm speaking for all men. I'm speaking for all men.
You're not speaking for all men. That's the thing.
Okay.
You gotta remember that.
Guys,
Okay, Nathan.
no, let her.
I'm gonna let you finish.
No. I want to hear his perspective because he's talking about himself.
Nathan, would you want to be?
I'm not saying I'm putting myself. I'm just saying you can't speak for all men.
Okay.
C'est ça.
I think I'm speaking for most black men.
But you're
I
okay.
think I'm speaking for most black men.
Okay, what are you trying to say?
So basically, he's trying to say that black women are kind of aggressive, and we don't like aggressive, so we go to white women. That's it.
Nah,
Yeah.
y'all like that.
But let me elaborate. Let me elaborate. Yo, I'm not saying all black women are rough, bro. But yo,
We are rough.
yo, no niggas trying to be with a woman that's rough, bro. You're not a dude, bro. You're not a dude. You're not a nigga. You're supposed to be soft, bro. If you're the female, you're supposed to be soft, bro. But when you tell black women that, they get mad. Go ahead,
Some
go ahead.
women are raised by becoming independent, and they always end up being in their masculine era.
Yes,
so if
I
you're,
agree.
If you're trying to put God in between your relationship and you're trying to find a submissive woman, sometimes I believe in a relationship to grow to unionize, you have to like help one another, right? So like,
Okay, yeah.
so
Yeah.
for you, c'est pour ça. So why would you want to find the easier route when you want like a hard, like lasting relationship where you can build something with someone?
But
No?
Makes sense what she just said.
wait, why you repeat that again?
Parce que t'as dit,
Repeat that again.
Like Wendell said, like he said that you guys don't like women that are too confrontational or aggressive or not.
Because
so
you're
that's
not
why you guys,
supposed to be like
but
that.
that's why you.
You're not
Okay.
supposed to be like that with your men. Yo.
Okay, mais c'est pas tout le monde
Whenever a
that's
man
healed
comes
though.
to you, you bark, bro. You're not supposed to be like that. No, I'm just saying, you're not supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to be like that, bro. Maybe I'm speaking from personal experience. Not me personally, but people around me. People around me, and from what I hear, it's like, yo. They had the black women, they had the white women. They're like, yo, it's a huge difference. Obviously, it's gonna be a huge difference because it's different cultures, right?
I agree with what he says, okay? And I'm gonna tell you guys why. I feel like as a woman, we want to protect ourselves, want to protect our hearts, right?
Your
But I
feelings
think-
mostly.
And that's
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
valid. But I feel like when you find your person, when that woman finds
Mm-hmm.
her person, and her person is willing to listen
Mm-hmm.
and not make her feel like shit, she's ready to be valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Because you cannot tell me that you want me to be more feminine, but you're not bringing anything on the table. Feminine for what?
Okay, I agree. It goes
Feminine
both
for
ways.
what? Like
Both ways.
I have to be the man in the relationship because you're not men enough in the relationship.
I think the solution for this though, just don't care whatever it is. If a white man dating a black woman, it won't make no
agree.
difference.
I
Because at the
agree.
end, you will find your person. Simple as
Exactly.
that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it don't make no difference if it's white, yellow, orange. I don't care. If I like, I like. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Simple
a
as
period.
I also think, despite what I said, right? Yeah.
Nah,
Despite
barking
what I
was
said,
crazy though.
if someone barks at me, yo, I'm trying to stay away from you, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
So you're
I'm not trying to bark
the
back.
problem. So that's the thing.
No. I'm guilty too. No, I'm also guilty. Us men were guilty too. But that's why.
Guilty though. You were talking about communication, right?
Yeah.
How would you actually solve the question? How would you solve the problem?
But yo, a lot of times it's rooted in the women though, and the black. It's rooted though.
About rooted in the woman. How would you actually solve
Montre comment t'aurais géré la situation.
But we did. So, trying to hear this?
No.
No.
Okay.
You think I got something to say. If that's just how she is, bro, you can't change that. Because I feel like
true, bro.
people they
It's
adapt
rooted
to
in them,
whatever relationship they are in. You know what I'm saying? As in, if you're someone that usually you have you got good communication skills because it is a skills to have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That person might not have it. If you're trying to, sometimes you might just want to have a conversation, but she's all fire. You know what I'm saying? You can't even get a word in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by
That
barking
means
though.
you're not
Like,
receiving.
that's what I meant.
You're not listening to me, and I can't even say what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? There's not gonna be any result
And us
there.
men, it makes us feel disrespected. It makes us feel disrespected.
Exactly,
right?
Because most of the time, this is the thing, right? In relationship, there are problems that some of them communication helps it. There's fights. There's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? There's always levels to it.
Yeah.
There might be something that happened, just a conversation, and we're all good. There might be something that happened, I might ignore you for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Until we both cool off, and then we face that situation. You know what I'm saying? But it takes two people to actually wanna actually fix it. You know? Because they say if you're mad, I don't get why you're mad. If I'm trying to understand it, but you're not even telling me why you're mad, you're simply on fire. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna walk away from it. Because the thing is, most people, they might try to, trying to save someone, you trying to change the girl, to the way you might want that relationship to be, but it'll never happen.
And for us, guys,
if you leave her, she might turn around to be exactly what you wanted to begin with for someone else. Simple as that. You change people, bro.
Watch this. Do you agree that most of the problems, like most of the situations that you guys face with your girl, can be solved by her changing her tone of voice?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
You guys got your answer.
Yo, you're supposed to be our safe space when we're down, bro. And then I come to you, like I'm expressing myself to you, and you don't even care, bro. But the white women, you come to them. Oh, baby, yo, they be soft.
Don't you dare.
They be soft, bro.
Don't you
Most
dare.
of them. I'm not.
He's saying for him.
It's not all black women. It's not all black women. But we can agree that's an issue that we're having in our community.
It is.
It's an issue. So that's why I'm generalizing right now.
To be honest,
but I'm saying it's not. I'm not saying all.
To be
black
honest,
women.
I think the problem is that there's a lot of podcasts everywhere right now.
Right.
They're teaching black women, if your man doesn't do this, do that. If your
I
man
hate
doesn't
those.
do this, do that. Same thing for black men. They're like, if your woman doesn't do this, do that.
Hey, I hate that too.
Hate those standards.
I think
Some of them I don't.
I think there's some podcast that could help. The only one that I find that could help is the one that actually teaches us how to get closer to God. Okay, but anything else that's say like, if your man doesn't do this, just ignore him for 5 days,
or
or just
something like that.
Wait.
It's like they teach toxicity, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like nobody should dictate or teach you how to build your relationship except you and your person. Because only you and your person knows what you guys are going through. Right? Whatever you're facing, maybe your friends or anybody else are not facing the same thing, so they would not understand. So that's when Marlon told you guys in the beginning, like, we don't tell our friends what we're going through, because you guys might not even get it. We're the only people that's actually dealing with the situation as it is. So if we cannot fix it as a couple, you think your friends can fix it for you? You think a podcast is gonna fix it for you?
I think sometimes
no.
In certain situations it's good to have an outside perspective.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you. It's the same.
If you say it's not, then therapy would not make sense.
No,
right?
therapy is something else.
You know what I mean?
When I say
that would not make sense because you're still telling someone else about it.
Therapy is something else. Your friends has no business in your couples matter.
How about a mentor?
Look,
or someone who has more experience?
Because they don't.
Check. No.
It's like your family too. But check. And I'm gonna tell you guys. I want to tell you guys a story why I agree with what Marlene told me, and I was like, I'm cool with that. When you're young, you don't really know those kind of things, right? So I used to date somebody where, when I would get mad, I would talk to him about it, and he would not get it. So I would rant to my friends about it. And what would happen next? My friends hated that person. Everywhere he went, they'd be like, this Lynn's man.
Niggas and shit,
You know what I mean?
They love that line.
You know what I mean? Like, if you want, like me, I don't care if I'm with my men or not. Whatever I do, I have to remind myself that I'm not the only one in here. I represent my men. Like, my men represent me if he goes somewhere where I'm not there. Because if I do something behind his back or where he's not there, like,
100%.
It's only Lynn's man. Like,
100%.
She doesn't even respect him. Like, who cares?
100%.
Right? So your relationship is your relationship with your person. If you guys need therapy, counseling, whatever you say in that room with that person doesn't give a fuck. Like, you're paying him, right? He's gonna tell you what you need, what you guys need to try, and he's up to the next person. But your friends and your family don't need to know, because they're the closest people to you. So whatever you say bad about that person, that's the only image they're gonna have. And if I want that person to marry me, or I want that person to be like the father of my kids or whatsoever, they'll be like, oh yeah, it's the father of her kids, but like he's a bum nigga. Like he does this, he does that.
I have a question for you after.
And then also, hold up. Just to add on what you said, because also, if let's say Lynn goes out and goes telling her friend about a situation that we went through, they're definitely gonna take Lynn's side, even though they don't know my side. Always, you know,
not
so
friends,
it's always gonna show a bad.
Girls.
I don't know about girls. Like that. So, but in general, it's always people like that. Naturellement, tu prends toujours le côté de la personne qui est plus proche que toi, que tu connais. You know,
but say you're dealing with something, you have an issue with your partner, right? Right. I think sometimes, not for everything, I think sometimes if it's hard to resolve that issue between you and your partner, I think sometimes it's good to have an outside perspective though.
Okay.
Right? Because sometimes we're both stubborn, right? Whatever the issue is, we're both stubborn, right? I think it's important to have an outside issue. It would resolve. I've been in that situation though, where I've had friends, right? And they know I'm someone, even if you're my friend, if you fucked up, I'm gonna tell you in your face, you fucked up, bro. She was right? That's why I said, if you have the right friends, right? I don't know about girls. I can't speak for girls. But you guys say most girls, they take the girl's side. Me, I'm not taking your side if you fucked up. Your girl came to you, she was expressing her feelings, and you didn't give a fuck, or you brush it off. That was wrong of you, bro. I'm gonna tell you that. You know what I'm saying? That thing, everybody, we need some kind of like, and I also think it's important to have like some kind of mentor, like not our parents though. They have those old school shit that don't work anymore. Not our parents though. I think it's important to, if you can find someone, right, that has experience, who's married, like that has experience, that's been through shit, that's been married for years, right, and you see them, you have respect for them, you see them, they're working shit out. I think it's good. It's good to have people like that. You go for them for advice though. I'm not saying go expose it to the world.
I think as a Christian that you want to build a family with, right? Yeah. You should bring every issue to God first. That's it. Right?
No, that too.
Listen. I do not agree with the fact that you have to try to find somebody else to be in your relationship. If you I know. But I feel like if you have an issue, that's why there's counseling. That's why there's therapists.
But not everybody wants to go to counseling though, or
and
therapy.
That's fine. If you guys don't want to, that's fine. But you guys need to try to figure things out between both of you guys. You guys do not. I do not
and I'm
understand.
saying if it doesn't work, it's good to have an outside perspective.
No. You guys have. That's what I was talking to you guys earlier about. You guys need to try to find what communication works for you, because you're telling me like, oh, what if something happens, right? And it doesn't. You guys want to find a mentor.
But let's be honest. It doesn't work all the time. Even if you have great communication, it's not always gonna work.
What happened if every time? Okay, because it becomes a habit. You guys cannot even fix things. So like, okay, let's not even talk about it. Let's go find a mentor.
No, that's why I said for certain situation.
No.
If you heard what I said, for certain situation, when it's not working, you're really trying, and it's not working, we can't get over that shit. Let's have an outside perspective for this particular situation.
I don't agree.
I'm not saying for everything. I'm not saying go right away to whoever you go to have that outside perspective.
Can you give me an example?
Right? Okay. Okay. So I have a fight between me and my girl, right? Right? We cannot find common grounds. We can't like agree to disagree, right? So, and then it's been going on, that fight. Like I don't have I'm trying to find a good example, but it's hard right now to have it on top of my head, but let's use that. We have an issue, right? And then it's been going on, right? Or we think it's resolved, it keeps coming back, right? Because it's not really resolved. One of us is not letting go. Like, we're not letting go. Like we can't let go. Usually the female. I'm not gonna lie. Usually it's the female that's hard to let go. Us, we move on fast. I'm not gonna lie. Us, we move on fast. It's usually the female that it's hard for them to move on from shit. Right?
Well, that's because she hasn't told you exactly how she felt about these. Listen. She did. Maybe she did.
Sometimes 3 hours.
You don't say that for
no, listen.
3 hours she did.
Did you understand anything?
I understood.
Est-ce que ça rentre dans ton oreille, ça sortit
from a man's perspective, you understand.
No.
Maybe not from a female perspective.
Listen, there's a difference between like trying to fix things, and if she sees, let's say, we get the example that you guys just gave right now. If she keeps bringing it back, once somebody keeps bringing it back to something,
she hasn't moved on.
No, she didn't let it go, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of men.
I've been there.
No, écoute. A lot of men, when your girl bring you a solution, a issue, what's your first thing?
Solution.
Exactement. Nous, on veut pas de solution tout de suite. Écoute, attends. Non,
That's crazy.
non,
I can't even comment on that.
Écoute, guys, listen. Guys,
Finish. I'm sorry. You
Sur
can
le
finish.
moment, okay, when I bring you the issue right now and I'm upset, I don't care about the solution. I just want you to hold me. I just want you to listen. That's all I want.
What do you guys think about therapy specifically? How do you guys actually view therapy in itself?
My therapy is like going to the gym, go box. Someone else, their therapy might be, I'm gonna go for a ride or something like that. But I think it really depends on the person. But I don't think you should be scared to go to therapy if you want to go to therapy and see somebody.
Go ahead.
It's like you said, anything can be therapy. First of all, traditional therapy or whatever you want to call it, not everyone can afford that shit. First of all. Second of all, it doesn't work for everybody. As long as whatever you're using as therapy isn't abusive or destructive, then you should be fine. So whatever like your venue is, by all means, do what you got to do. But like traditional therapy, that shit doesn't work for everybody. It really doesn't. And sometimes even if you pay for therapy, whatever like said therapist has to like match with the person that like their client.
Right.
So it doesn't always click, and then sometimes you have to switch therapists. Oh, that one doesn't work, and then you have to go find another therapist. Oh, that doesn't work. Like,
and all that that
at the
involves
end of the
money.
day, it's two people trying to like discern a problem. But if you can do that discernment on your own, then you don't need a therapist per se. So whatever your venue is, as long as it's not abusive or destructive, like yes, do therapy, but it doesn't have to be therapy the way that we traditionally think about it.
Traditional therapy is one thing, right? But you also have activities that you can do on the side to be able to like regulate your mental health. You can go to the gym, you can have, I don't know, you can go boxing, you can do some arts, you can do music and stuff like that. When you want to go to traditional therapy, I feel like it's when you have like none of these things are working. You're trying things out and you actually need some outside perspective. And the reason why us guys, essentially we don't like going to therapy is because we like hardship. We like doing difficult things in general. That's why, like, you see guys, don't lie, we like to make it harder sometimes in relationships. Because finding that solution aspect, sometimes we take it too far. And we just make it even more complicated in our personal lives as individuals. And as a couple, we make it more difficult sometimes. That's why we don't like going to therapy, because it's like, I'm gonna make it harder for myself, and when I come out of it, I'm gonna be better than all these niggas or whatever. But in reality, sometimes it can be destructive, right?
Okay. I don't have much to say about therapy. To be honest, I don't have much to say about therapy.
She's asking you if would you go?
Would I go? No. Personally, no, it's not for me.
Hey.
Y'all are believing in
No. Explain what? No. Can you explain her what?
Like,
same. I would
personally, it's not for me.
I don't want to say that. I would.
I know people. It works perfectly fine for them, but for me, like, I don't think me sitting down and talking to a random person that I don't know, I would feel comfortable telling them my situations. Already, I have a hard time already talking to people or random people and telling them my personal stuff, and I'm gonna go up to somebody, spend probably $2,000 into it, and then tell them about my situation. I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Okay, but the thing is, you have to take it that you have to see it that way though. So you mean to tell me that if, like, let's say you're in a relationship with your shorty, right, and she's physically abusive to you, you wouldn't go to the resources for that? Yet again, if women get physically abused, the man gets literally a restraining order. They get arrested, but it doesn't get as much heat.
So you're telling me if
there's
my
a reason
women,
for that though?
Hold up.
There's a reason it's like that.
So you're telling me that if my woman is beating me, I'm getting beaten.
You're literally getting physically abused. She's beating your ass.
Beating my ass. Damn, that's honestly, I laugh about that because I dare a bitch to try. That's number one. I dare a bitch to try. But I won't hurt you. I would literally just grab my shit and just fucking go. Why would I waste my time with an abusive chick? And if she wants to go crazy, no. I don't care. I don't care. No. You fucked up. If she loved me, she would never hit me. If she loved me, she would never hit me. She would never put her hands on me.
Exactly.
You know, you don't put hands on somebody that you like.
If you were married and you had kids, how would you handle this?
And your woman
I'm
is literally
leaving.
beating your ass.
I'm sorry. I'm leaving the situation.
What about your kids?
What about your kids, bro?
My kids will be fine.
He never said.
My kids will be fine because
he never said he's leaving his kids.
my kids will be fine because my kids will always be a part of my life. This woman doesn't need to be a part of my life, but my kids will always be a part of my life, and that will never change until I die. My kids will be a part of my life.
No. So that's a real man. That's a real man. That's a real man. That's a real man.
You can always leave a relationship. If you're married, yes, I understand it's really complicated when you're married because now a lot of stuff, I don't want to get too into it. But il y a les ressources que tu peux partir. Il y a les ressources que tu peux quand même garder tes enfants autour de toi. Do that. And then you live a beautiful life. And après ça, who knows? God will send you a much better woman. My situation with my girl.
Okay.
She feels comfortable talking about it, so I'm going to talk about it. So when we first started dating, right? My girl used to always, every time I would do something, she'd be like, she would hit me.
See, that's a habit she had.
She had a habit.
That was a habit.
She had a habit, right?
Okay.
But listen, so you know what I told her? I was like, look, you got to stop hitting me. I don't like that. I made it clear to her that I did not like it,
which is good. Which good communication. That's why I'm saying.
And I always
sometimes, depending on the level of aggression, you just confirm what I said. Depending on the level of aggression,
you have to talk about it.
Yeah, of course you have to. But depending on the level of aggression, right? You gave her a chance. You gave her a chance. You said, "Yo, I don't like when you hit me," and she stopped, right? Because she cares about you, right? But if she out with a knife, bro, trying to stab you, my nigga, like yo, came at you with a knife, you better leave, bro.
If she comes with a yo, there's some people who actually. There's a lot of guys also. There's a story online that a guy actually lost his life because his girl was being abusive. You know, he didn't leave. Yeah. He didn't leave in time, and that sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks because she stabbed him like a hundred, like a lot of times.
I want to say something.
So like, you gotta go.
I was in an abusive relationship.
Okay.
And a man was putting his hands on me,
right,
and was abusive mentally too,
right.
And it's so hard leaving.
I told you it's not that simple.
It's really hard leaving when you like somebody, right?
Yep.
But
same for the man, bro.
But it comes to a point where you have to choose yourself because your life might be in danger. Right? It started very casually. It started with words only, mentally.
Yeah.
Then it started with a few objects. Then, it progresses.
Usually men are physically aggressive and women are more like words aggressively.
Exactly. The more you stay in an abusive relationship, the worse it will get. It will never get fixed. Okay.
I don't want to say never though.
It would never. No. It would never. No. If a man,
it depends on what level you went to.
No. When I
don't want to say never.
It would never. I can tell you, it would never get better. But if it's a playful hitting, like he would tell me something, I'm like, oh my God, stop, and I would hit him hard.
Yeah, but we're not talking about playful though.
No, but I'm telling you, abusive relationship, when somebody actually raise their hands on you, they're gonna feel bad. They're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm sorry, no. They stop. I'll never do it again. Couple weeks later, they hit you again, and it gets worse.
Yeah. Then you should leave. Yeah.
It would never get. If a person can raise a hand on you.
What about abuse, emotional abuse?
I leave too.
Okay, fair enough.
Let me tell you why.
Fair enough. Some people would say, "Oh, it's not the same as hitting." Sometimes it's worse. Sometimes it's worse though.
No,
that's fucking with your mental. Yeah,
it is.
Sometimes it's worse.
It is worse. It is worse, and it makes you stay in a relationship for so long, over 4, 5, 6 years, because you're trying to fix something, right?
Yeah.
And then you realize that when you guys break up, damn, I just lost 4, 6 years of my life.
Or you can take it as it's a lesson, you know.
No, and it's still fine. You can take that as a lesson, but it still feel like a waste of time because you feel like that was your person. Right. So all I'm saying is that there's a difference between the playful fighting that we just talked about and the real abuse, because abuse comes differently. It comes mentally, emotionally, physically.
Especially emotionally.
And these three, when it's all combined, you don't know how hard or the how do you say that? The trauma it can bring to somebody's life.
Right.
It's not something that's easy to talk about, or we can actually just have a discussion like this if you're not in it.
Personally, I've never felt like I needed it, because a lot of the time where whatever I go through, I try to take some time to reflect on it a lot of times, you know, just to see what I learned from it, you know, what I could have done differently. Because a lot of the problems that, especially when it's like about yourself, it's because, you know, sometimes you don't really know yourself like that, you know. You go through you know, hardship or breakup, and you can go around blaming the other person and never really take a moment to see what you might have done wrong, what you could have done differently, right? To the point where it just builds up, right? It's just a habit, you know. Some people, they go almost their whole life without even really take a moment to just, you know, spend some time with yourself, like being lonely, not really jump in a relationship, just spending time with yourself, doing things for you, you know. I feel like when you start doing those small things, a lot of the times it makes a difference, you know. The way you think, the way you see things, you start kind of reflecting on how you see things more, to the point where you might never make it to see a therapist. But I feel like in relationship it's a bit different, right? Because if I'm able to reflect on myself and see where I'm wrong, and then you're not able to be able to do so, we will always have conflicts, you know what I'm saying? So this is where it's like, if you can't find a solution to that problem, then it might be a good thing to go and try it. Personally, I feel like I'd rather try everything I can at first, to the point where I'll say fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I'll just say fuck it, you know? Because like at some point, you can't change nobody personally. You can try to adapt to the way they are, and you can either be the one making compromises, or they will be the one doing it. But if it's not balanced to the point where you guys don't agree that, you know what, you have this problem, let's try to work on it. At some point, you might end up being in therapy, to the point where that person you're with, you're paying them to teach you to do the same shit. Reflect on how you're doing, how you're dealing with things, you know? Deal with how you're expressing yourself to people, you know? Except you're paying someone for it when you could have done it by yourself. And then see whoever you're with next, if they have those qualities, all that matters, you know what I'm saying? But personally, it's just one of those, right? You can either pay for it or just work on yourself.
What does it mean to y'all acting black, though? Have you ever heard that saying? When you act black? What is it? How do you guys see it?
Yeah, I feel like when people try to act black, like they try to be like, instead of like just doing something like, you know, black people, we have swagger, we know how to talk, we know how to like walk, you know, properly and shit. But like they use it like in a negative way, like, you know, like they try to be gangster and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like they try to
true.
like, oh, I'm acting black because I'm gangster. Like, look at me, I'm gangster. Like, and that's
how they see it.
Black.
What he's saying is true.
Like, why can't you say, oh, like, you know, I kind of want to be like black people because they're more charismatic, they're more confident, they're more this. But when it comes to acting black, I want to be gangster. I want to rob shit. I want to do rebel shit. Like, why? That's just how I think of people like portraying acting black.
I agree with that part. You know why? Because this is why earlier I was agreeing with Nathan when we said we're trying to change that narrative, though. Especially how we look, though. Like long hair, whenever a black man has long hair, he's a gangster. We're trying to change that narrative. We're the only generation that I see that, you know, earrings and long hair, it's not a problem. It's less of a problem now. We're less judgmental, right? It's gonna make other cultures see that, oh, just because he has long hair or earrings, that doesn't mean he's a bad person, right? Or he's a gangster, right? Our parents, that's another story. I don't think they'll ever change because it's already in their head, bro. Like they're too old for that, bro. Some of them can change, but most of them, they're not gonna change, bro. Yeah, they'll always see you like, oh, you know, yeah. And it's not even their fault, right? Because when they were growing up as young people, when they were youngs, that's how it used to be, and it stayed with them. So I don't even blame them. But to speak on like acting black, I personally think it depends where it's coming from. Like, if we're saying it like between niggas as a joke, then that's fine, right? But if it's someone from a different like culture saying that, right? Then it might be like it starts to be offensive in a sense, right? Not that I'm sensitive about it, but it starts to be offensive depending on how they're saying it or what the context, right? It all depends on the context. If we're saying it between us, oh yo, why you acting like a nigga? Some people why you acting like a nigga? But I'm a nigga, you know? That's different compared to someone else saying it to like, oh, trying to act like you're acting black. You know,
because if you go down the street right now and you say you tell 100 people act black, they'll do the negative shit.
You know what's funny?
Yeah, and if you tell them act white, they'll do the good shit, right? That's fine. Yeah, no, it's true. Don't act white. But when it's act black, you know, that's very wrong. Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Sorry, my bad. respectfully, it's not like I don't agree with you guys. And again, you guys are all entitled to your opinion. But I think that concept of acting black or acting white, it's ignorant as a motherfucker.
I agree.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I used to be in a point where when I first came in Canada, you know, like certain things I was kind of scared to do it. Maybe ice skating, that was some white people shit. I would say that to myself. You know what I'm trying to say? But there's nothing wrong with it. Personally,
but don't we say it as we say it for fun, right?
For fun,
but we're not
saying,
actually serious.
But there's people actually, but check, there's people that genuinely believe.
Right? I know a lot of black people that skate.
It's fine. Like it's fine.
Can I do?
But check, this is my thing. This is my thing.
No, hockey.
Oh, hockey? Yeah.
But check, this is my
New
thing.
Brunswick? In Canada, yeah, it was in New Brunswick. We invented hockey, bro. That's crazy, bro. We invented the white sport, bro.
But you know, think about it, because I feel like when you expose people to multiple different culture, they might pick some things they like, some things they don't like. But personally, in our culture, it's very like, you know, colorful, different a bit. You know, to the westernized, you know, the culture they have over here, you know. Me personally, I don't believe in that aspect of people acting any type of different way, because I feel like when you see someone acting black, it's all the negative that you're
we need to change that narrative. Yeah, we need
when
to
you
change
see you're
that.
acting white, it's someone that doesn't typically be ratchet. It's a black girl that's not acting ratchet, that's not being, you know, just a brat. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I feel like as you as a person, you're allowed to just have it the fuck you want. You know, if you're white, you want to get braids, that's you. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like this is the thing with our culture, you know? Why, when it comes to our culture, why, you know, racism exists is because people, imagine me and you, I could know, like I have people that looks like you, I look like you, I know what's wrong, I might know what might be wrong with you, right? But if you bring me someone that I've never seen before, I don't know what's wrong with this guy, right? You might think, okay, I'm not gonna trust him. I'm not gonna give him a chance because he doesn't look like nobody I'm familiar with. You know, this is where if you see a white guy, I don't know, wearing braids or dreads, it's kind of shocking to us, right? But it shouldn't be, because I feel like when someone decides to wear something, it's because you like it, you feel good in it. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe he's a Viking.
You know what I'm saying? If you same thing, right? If you see a black man skating, that guy, what's his name again, that used to play hockey? PK Subban, right? This guy was good at it. You know, he enjoyed it. Doesn't mean he's acting white. He's not acting whatsoever. He's just being himself, you know? So I think that concept of acting black and acting white, we should just cancel that shit out.
Yeah, I also find it ridiculous because growing up, I heard a lot of acting black. I never heard of acting white. I heard of for me it was white.
Yeah, it's different.
It was whitewash. And to be honest, for me, if somebody ever said like acting white, I would never like
be offended.
I would not be offended, but like I just find it ridiculous because if somebody like you said, if a white person wants to braid, for me, I would be like, yo, he likes what we do. You know, I would be proud. Like you want to be.
It's different for everybody.
You know what I mean?
Actually.
Like you would never hear somebody be like, why are you acting Indian? You know, like you would never hear that. Oh, why are you acting Spanish? Why we have to use the word? Why are you acting black? I find it so ridiculous. They would never use another term of any other nation. So why do we have to use it, and why should we accept it? I find it ridiculous.
What I see from it is more like you guys said. Whenever somebody says act black, it's always negative.
Negative connotation.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody
Let's
says,
make it positive now.
Exactly.
You know?
Whenever somebody says act black, it's always change your vocabulary. You barely gotta have a vocabulary. Don't get your degree. Like lose your job type shit. Make it out of the NBA. Whatever Sexy Red said, shake your dress, I guess. Like it's always something like that, you know?
It actually turned out a positive influence though.
But I think it's good. It should be positive, because I feel like what other people do is what we are in a regular life. You know, like someone that has drip is just a regular black man that has drip. Why shouldn't it be a positive thing? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It doesn't acting, because if he's trying to act black, what are we acting like though? You know what I'm saying?
Aren't we black? That's the thing.
Acting black, you just black.
We're just black. We're us.
But they're themselves too, regardless. You know.
Next question is, why are we always looking for discounts? You know, I'm giving you a perfect example. Example. We're always looking. I'm telling you for real. Like, let's say I'm giving you an example. Mavy has a business, right? And you're his friend. You're like, okay. He tells you, oh, the hoodie is at least $50 or $80. You're gonna be like, man, it's too expensive. Can you do a discount? Bit, bruv, it's a business, bruv.
Yeah.
There's no discounts in business. What are you doing?
It's an expectation.
Yes.
Which is wrong, though. Which is wrong.
I have Lebanese friend, when they go to whatever their uncle place, they get eat for free, you know? Because they might be from the same region. They don't expect it to be for free. They're still willing to pay for it. Like, nah, but it's okay. It's all me.
Family.
You know? But me, I feel like it's a choice to do it. Like, personally, if I have my boy, right, and I know he's going through something, bro, it ain't gonna affect me if I give him a discount, you know?
But it's not the same. Like it's not the same thing.
That expectation, that's the problem.
I understand what you're saying.
If they're asking for it, I think that's the issue. Because when I started my business online, I told my family, oh, I have an online business. All my cousin came up to me, oh, family discount. I'm like, no, you're not. I haven't heard.
Did they get mad?
I haven't heard. No, they didn't. I don't know. I haven't heard from you in like almost 2 years, and you're asking me family discount. What do you mean? You know what I mean? I'm like, no. I'm like, if you, and it's crazy to ask discount of someone that just started their business too. Yeah. They just started their business, so you should be like, okay, that's my family, that's my friend. Let me support.
So right.
Let me show some support.
Yeah.
I don't understand do you go to the store and ask a discount?
Hell no, you can't.
You know,
you can't.
Like when you go buy a ticket to go see like your favorite artist, do you contact them on Instagram like, yo, homie, give me a discount? You don't. You pay for it because like, oh, I want to see that artist. Mm-hmm. So why don't we keep that same energy for our friends?
Your actual friend. Yeah.
To help them out. You guys already forget. Oh yeah, that's my friend. So he doesn't owe you or she doesn't owe you a discount.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And to get back to what you said, when they go to the restaurant and they get it, oh no, it's okay. Did they ask? No. They're like, no, I got you. If I get to that point where my business is flourishing and I know that like you've been my homegirl, you've been my homeboy for a long while.
Yeah, today's free.
Sometimes I can let it slide, but don't expect that shit all the time.
But don't you guys think it's because we come from like it's rooted in us? Like, first of all, most of us we come from a poor background, right? We're always looking for like discount, cheap shit in general. Don't you guys think that?
No,
so that makes like.
What is your question?
Like, exactly.
Are you asking if that's what it's rooted in? And
no.
why?
Don't you think it's like
no?
But like, don't you think that because
all of our parents had discount codes. All of our parents had that.
Even in stores, they're always looking for
everywhere.
discount.
Listen,
so
I think they might be looking for sales. I think that's different, but I don't think they would.
That's a form of discount. That's a form of discount, no?
But they will still buy it. The price of it. You know what I mean? If you want to go to an expensive store, let's say we go to Prada, to Gucci, right? You're gonna pay the full price.
But they know Prada ain't no discount at Prada.
You're still. I just don't understand the level of audacity of people.
No, I agree with you.
They're ready to pay. They're ready to pay expensive shit. 5,000. Did you guys see the tickets of Drake concert? Expensive. They're ready to pay for that. Beyonce concert. They're ready to pay for that. But you cannot. You cannot help me out for a $50 hoodie.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy to me.
Burna Boy, his ticket is actually $300.
Right?
Oh, the Burna Boy ticket is $300.
Burna Boy.
I didn't know the Burna Boy ticket was $300.
$600. Yet again, I have a friend. Example, Mavy's a rapper, right?
Yeah.
Mavy he charges like 80. Oh yo, c'est trop cher. But yet tu vas payer $300 pour Burna Boy?
Bro.
That's I just
charge less. And last let's talk about it. I honestly I don't charge a lot because I just want people to just come and show support and enjoy, you know? And my last show that I did, I actually honestly, no, it was not my last show, but there was one of my shows. I literally gave free tickets to everybody who hit me up who wanted to show up. Maisha was one of them. Maisha was one of them because I really wanted to see the ones who really supported me, and people didn't show up. Not a lot show up, and unfortunately, that's what it is. But I don't let that shit discourage me. I still keep my head up. I keep doing my thing, you know? I'm not gonna let that shit bring me down.
Exactly.
For sure. 100%. So that's why, guys, like, showing support to your friends, to the people you actually love is really important because après ça, when that person makes it, you guys are already there. Vous êtes chaud! Chaud! Vous êtes like, yo, ça c'est mon nec, mais t'étais jamais là.
Yeah.
Et là, tu te fâches parce que j'étais comme, bro, t'es jamais là.
Oh, that's my boy. That's my boy.
Mais t'es jamais là.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You know,
what are you talking
so
about?
come,
Tell
and then
me.
after that, you're the bad guy because
Yeah.
you mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I'm being real with you.
Yeah.
Why you getting mad because I'm being real? Because that's the reality.
And
You
you
know.
some type of way, then maybe the shoe fits.
So yo, guys,
It's unfortunate to
start
say.
watching it. Start
It's
supporting
really
your home.
unfortunate to
Well,
say.
you know about support though. I feel like you can't expect it from. It shouldn't be an expectation, you know, because I feel like everyone has a way they can contribute to whatever you're doing, you know, like. It doesn't mean they gotta come spend money at your place or some shit for them to feel like they're your friend. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like them deciding to support you, it just means they like your product. Because I could fuck with you and then I don't feel like I'm gonna spend my money where you are type shit. But if you send me your shit, I don't mind posting. I don't mind showing love. You know? Because that's just for free. You know what I'm trying to say? But I feel like it's like we could be quick to because I feel like if I was to choose who's been there for me, I probably end up with probably no friends. You know, like I probably cut people left to right, but it's not personal. You know what I'm trying to say? Because like you can do whatever you're doing. It doesn't mean it's for everybody. You know, you gotta be okay with that. Too. Exactly, you gotta be okay with that.
Your time might not be matching with theirs.
It's like if I'm not on your time, it don't mean I'm fake, bro. It's just
No, it's
you
actually
don't know
real.
what, you know what
But
I'm
the thing is, it's unfortunate in our black communities. The support is not there.
It's just
You can't. We don't support our own. You can't mean to tell me that I have a friend who's a rapper whatsoever. He puts out a music, and then you listen to it once, and then you're like, oh. I actually supported your song whatsoever. Oh yeah? What's the lyrics? You can't even say it though.
But that's an expectation.
You can't even
That's
say
like me.
it.
It's not an expectation. It's not an expectation. It's when.
I think
No, it's not. I don't think it is because I've never really came up to somebody and be like, oh,
Tell me this by heart.
Exactly. I've never done that because I know people are not gonna always know the full lyrics of a song, you know, only if they listen to it back to back, and it's literally the only thing that you're playing behind your bed.
Nigga, my favorite song, sometimes I don't even know about it. I
That's
ain't
the only
gonna
time that somebody's gonna know your song, you know. But
I know some.
Comme exemple, ton beat, take it.
Don't start already. Oh my god.
nigga, you wanna come? You wanna test that out? You wanna test that out?
There's one of your songs.
Like the latest song that you put
There's
out.
one of his songs.
Yeah.
But I like it because it's hard. When you say self-made nigga trying to break it back.
That's funny. But like
When you said that with the word self-made.
But that was fun. But honestly, I really appreciate that. You know, I really appreciate that because it's true. Because there's times where I almost thought of giving up in music just because I didn't get the support. You know, but I always knew behind my head or behind my back or whatsoever, in my mind or whatsoever, I was just like, bro, your shit. I always knew my shit was the way I wanted it. I know people won't always like what you do, and that's normal because we're all different and we all like different type of things. Because my music probably doesn't relate to a lot of people.
That's for every artist though.
And exactly. So you have to get that mindset. So that's why I don't let that affect me. You know, I still keep my head high. I still do what I need to do because at the end of the day, even if the people around me don't like my music or don't support me, there's some randos out there who will listen to your shit, who will know your song lyric by lyric, who will literally send you videos of playing it under TikToks.
Literally.
I get that often.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly, every time I get those, it always gives me more hope to not give up. So even if your community doesn't support you, there's somebody out there that's always going to support you, and always keep that hope up, because at the end of the day, stick on that grind. That's it.
I feel like a lot of black people, I think it's because they don't have the education of saving money.
Hey,
a lot of people, I feel like
you're going deep, man.
Because it is what it is. It is what it is. Our parents taught us, go to school, buy a house, get a family.
That's how you get rich.
But
that's not true.
Exactly, but we never we were never sat down and be like, okay, This is how you properly use a credit card. This is how to augment ta cote de crédit. This is how you put money aside. You have to put money aside for your retirement, for if you lose your job, you have to have funds for 3 months at least until you get something else.
Right.
You have to put money aside for insurance. We're not taught that. So, arrivé à l'âge parce qu'on est dans les 20 ans. Exactement. On est dans les vingtaines. On a 24, 25 ans. We have no money saved.
Hey,
and we wonder where, when we receive our paycheck, it never happened to you guys where you receive a paycheck, you're like,
bills.
What the fuck did I use my money? Where did my money go? We are not used to manage or organize our money. And then we're surprised that why is the community so low? That's why.
That's why I said we're at the bottom. Despite us making more money now, we're still at the bottom because, and don't forget, we get hooked on those designer shit that keeps like as if it's important though.
That's a trap.
Yo, I've met a lot of rich people. I've never seen them. The real rich people I've met with designer shit. It's always the broke niggas, bro, and it pisses me off. It actually pisses me off.
True.
It's always a broke nigga. Yo,
it's true. Y'all never seen how
Louis
Steve Jobs
Vuitton,
used to dress?
The rich guy, he's with a t-shirt, white t-shirt, bro.
White tee.
White tee.
You don't find this because it's a cultural thing?
It's also a cultural thing.
It's not good for the culture.
No, because check.
We need to get rid of it.
There's a lot of those things in our culture, right? If you're well educated, right, they view you differently in our community, right? If you dress a specific way, you have one of those Isuzu Touper, you know.
Isuzu Touper.
Yeah. Big Toyota.
Yeah.
They look at you like, wow, from Leash.
No, but that's because it's a facade, bro. It's a facade. It's a facade. That's why we're still at the bottom.
That's what you see, right?
Yeah.
That's first people you gotta make the money.
And I think we need to change that.
People are trying to impress people.
Don't fake it, bro. Stop faking it.
Okay, to be honest, I can add on to this also because, like you said, we're getting more money, right?
Yeah.
But also your money that you get kind of reflects your lifestyle.
It does. It really does.
Go ahead. Explain.
In person, let's say I make 100K. Of course, I'm not gonna drive a Honda Civic. Hey, you get what I mean?
Hey,
you get what I mean?
That's black people.
I might even
that's black people.
No, it's in general because you can afford it. When you can afford something, you just buy it because you can afford it. Because look at it. I make 100K. I'm not gonna buy a Honda Civic. I'm probably gonna buy a Genesis or a Beamer or whatsoever. No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh my God.
Boyo.
Maybe the money that you make kind of reflects on your lifestyle.
But maybe.
And that's how people, because the fact that people don't know how to manage their money, that's why they're living paycheck to paycheck. And there's some people who are making 100K and they're still living paycheck to paycheck because they
this is why I think this is why I think what you said. This is why I think what you said is still bad for us black people.
Exactly.
That's why I think it's still bad. Okay. Because when you see the white guy with the Genesis, right? Mm-hmm. When you see him driving a Genesis, he can probably afford 2 Genesises.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to you, the moment you make a little bit extra money, you gotta show off. That's right. That's bad.
That's true.
You're always gonna be at the bottom.
If you always
show up, we're always gonna be cheap to each other. We don't have money.
Even the guy who drives.
If you don't come from money, everything you're able to afford, you'll feel good doing it. I don't know about you guys, bro. I was not born rich, but I'm telling you, like, every time money I made, everything I buy, I feel good about not having to ask someone for it. You get what I'm trying to say?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's the thing with poor.
No, that's normal.
You know,
that's normal.
I tell myself this shit every day.
That's completely normal. Yeah,
poor, I'm not gonna die poor.
I don't think that's a bad
that's a good mindset too.
But that's the difference. That's the difference from us than someone that came from that. It's normal for them. You know,
but listen, no.
Maybe
that's a good thing you have. That's a good mindset.
Maybe wearing Jordans. It might not be a flex for you because you be rocking Jordan in high school. Mm-hmm. But if I went from rocking DC in grade 7 and 8 and I can buy myself some Jordan 13, you'll best believe I'm gonna get that
flex, bro.
He was explaining earlier that guy that was able to afford that nice car 2-3 times more, right?
Mm-hmm. That's why he's having it now.
Exactly, but look at the neighborhood he lives in. You're not gonna see any cheap stuff over there. You look at our neighborhoods, There's a McDonald's around the corner.
What's wrong
There's
with
a
McDonald's?
Hey, there's a lot of wrong things in McDonald's.
As much as you want to say, but that guy who drives that Genesis, that guy that drives the Lambo, the Beamer, he doesn't have any of these things in his neighborhood. He gets his food from a place where he knows that, like, I'm gonna pay for my buck. Like, he's gonna get a lot of food that's gonna be healthy, that's gonna be expensive also. Yeah. In our neighborhoods, everything is cheap. It's not just a matter of like us that we're looking for something cheap. Sometimes what's inside of our circles and the things that are in neighborhood and our environments are discounted, and most of the time they're very, very unhealthy too.
And that's bad for us,
Exactly.
We need to change that first. We need to stop acting showing off, bro. I know you're poor, bro. I know you're poor. I know you're broke. I know you're my friend. You're my friend. I know you're broke. Why you gotta show up, bro? Why you gotta show off, bro?
I know,
like, and the fact that it makes us feel better is so wrong. It's so wrong because we buy that Jordan. I think it's wrong. It's so wrong that we buy that Jordan is gonna make us feel better.
How is it wrong?
Listen,
bro,
because I think it comes back.
That's so short term.
It still
it's
comes
shoes,
back,
bro.
It still comes back to the end. It still comes back to the same thing.
This is what you guys forgot, bro. You see, everything that's money, it's materialistic shit in life. Cause you know what? You can trade in that simplicity life, you know, where you can be happy. Cause think about it. How many people that you know that has money, that's rich, that's happy in life in general? You know what I'm trying to say? Because the thing in life, you know, everything that you do, it's a trade. You're trading something for it. You could be out here working, making,
doing the wrong
making millions. No, you could be making millions of money, $1 working. You're doing successful. You drive a crazy house. You can buy multiple of it. But at your house, you know what? You ever heard the song called "Love Yours" by what's his name again? J. Cole. You know, where you could be out there grinding. You know, for example. I have a business, you know, where I it's me. It depends on me. Or on me, I have employees, but even me, I have a threshold what I need to do for myself. You know, for the past couple of years, I've been able to do things that I feel like I've dreamt about, traveling, whatever. I feel like for me, I wanted to do for myself because growing up, not that I couldn't afford it. I just didn't know many niggas that was doing shit like this. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not a flex. You know what I'm saying? Like going and making memories or doing shit that you want to do for yourself. It's not a flex.
I think you're confusing.
Those are good things. Traveling is good. I'm not talking about that.
But you see, we're talking about the financial education, right?
Yeah.
Investing in our RESP, TFSAs, and line of credit, all those things.
That's what the white people are doing.
But it's things that comes because they will look at them. They were probably taught from a young age those things.
They were.
But this is one thing I find though. If you have that thing in you where you want to be successful, you'll search for it. Whatever you'll have that. You know that hunger to want to hunt for more. You will like trying to acquire as much as you can. You know, I went from nobody ever told me how to use a credit card, but I switched online. I ended up doing the webinar where they teach you about how to invest. You'll probably meet people. Again, whatever your mindset is, you probably talk to your friend about it. Surprisingly, he knows more about it than you. You know what I'm saying?
But I think
this is where it comes like sharing ideas. But black people, this is the thing, bro.
They gatekeep.
You ever heard crabs in a barrel? You know crabs in a barrel, like crabs?
Yeah, they're trying to pull each other down.
They will keep pulling each other down.
Yeah.
This is the thing, bro, right? If you buy a
short-term gratification.
A Jordan, this nigga's flexing. You know what I'm saying? That was your reaction.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
No, but check.
I get
this is the thing, right? Most people that buy things, they don't really think about you when they're doing it, fam. They don't give a fuck.
Oh, no, I know they don't think about me, but that's not the point,
certain people do, but some people don't, though. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's not the point that I was trying to make.
I think you're confusing what we were trying to say.
Yeah, that's not what I was trying to say.
When you have money, it's okay to please yourself at times.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with pleasing yourself. If you want to get some Jordan, get your Jordan. You want to buy a nice car, get your car. Okay? But I think the problem and the issue we're trying to address here is that a lot of black people in
our community
don't know how to manage their money. Manage your money doesn't mean that you cannot please yourself. You know, I like to do my toes, I like to do my nails, I like to do my hair, and that's what pleased me, and I'm gonna do it. But I budget for it because I want to put
for it.
Well, people
God damn.
Listen, because
that's what these niggas need to
some
do,
people
bro.
don't know how to budget. Okay, it's all it still comes to an education.
Because they got simple needs.
No, Rico.
That's not
Rico,
true.
What I was trying to say, bro, what I was trying to say is, I'm not saying you do that. You sound like you know what you're doing with your money. But I'm saying, I think most of us in our community, right, we just want to look that way, but we're not really that guy.
All I want to say is if you need more resources to use as a black man that is available in Ottawa, there's the Ottawa Black Mental Health Coalition and there's the Brotherhood Coalition Black Men. If you guys want to use it, they're going to put it on the
I'm a black man, so I will.
Down below or holla at us.
For sure.
So, it's a wrap, guys.